Okay, so we are now going to start off with a very important topic which is called as plant development or plant embryogenesis. Let's start from the basic definition. हमारा क्या मतलब होता है plant development या plant embryogenesis से? So लिखते हैं that it refers to the development of plants. Yeah, it refers to development. So it refers to development from the time of fertilization. So it refers to the development from the time of fertilization. It refers to the development from the time of fertilization to embryo formation. To the embryo formation, right? Embryo formation. So it refers to the development from time of fertilization to the embryo formation, right? Now coming on to the next point. Next point लिखेंगे इसके साथ. It includes the transformation of. So it includes the transformation of a single celled zygote. So it involves the transformation of a single celled zygote into a multicellular embryonic plant. So what does plant development mainly deal with? Single celled zygote which is formed just after fertilization. How will that be converted into multicellular embryonic plant or multicellular embryo, right? So coming on to the next point, what are the main aims of embryogenesis, right? So the main aim of plant embryogenesis, the main aim of plant embryogenesis is to establish. So the main aim of plant embryogenesis is to establish two basic developmental patterns. Is to establish two basic developmental patterns. And what are those two developmental patterns? One pattern is called as axial patterning. One pattern is known as what? Axial patterning. So there's one pattern known as axial patterning. And what do we mean by axial patterning? Axial patterning means the formation of root shoot axis, right? How does a plant know that where root is going to develop and where shoot is going to develop? So this root shoot axis development, this is called as what? Axial patterning. And second patterning is known by the name of radial patterning. Second patterning in embryogenesis is known by the name of radial patterning. Now the question is, what do we mean by radial patterning? I hope everybody is familiar with the concept that in plant system, if you try to obtain a cross section, then you will see concentric layers, right? The outermost layer being called as epidermis, the layer just inside it's called as in some plants cortex. Hypodermis can also be there. So epidermis ke baad cortex is there. Cortex ke baad endodermis is there. Have you heard of this thing or not? Basic classes, class 11th anatomy.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
So
Sir.
formation of such concentric rings is known as radial patterning, right? So formation of concentric ring development is called as what? Radial patterning. So axial patterning is nothing but root shoot axis development. How does a plant form its axis in vertical direction, and one of the portion which is going to develop on the top is going to develop into your center called as SAM. Another one which is going to develop at the bottom of this axis is going to be called as what? As the RAM, right? So how does a plant know that thing? This type of patterning is called as axial patterning. And how internally the plant complexity is increasing, under concentric rings are getting added up, that is called as the radial patterning. And we will be understanding the mechanism of both axial patterning as well as radial patterning to some extent. I hope that makes sense to everyone.
Yes, sir.
So can I move ahead after that?
Yes.
Is it written, everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes.
चलिए ओके, इसी के साथ आगे बढ़ते हैं. प्लीज म्यूट योर माइक एवरीवन. Now the most important thing that we need to understand is that what has been used as a developmental reference, right? So Arabidopsis species, Arabidopsis thaliana is used as a developmental model. Is used as a developmental model to understand plant development. Meaning, whatever figures I will be making, those research has been done in Arabidopsis thaliana. Therefore, it is used as a developmental model to understand plant embryogenesis.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
क्या आप पिछली स्लाइड प्ले कर सकते हैं 1 मिनट?
it was not a slide. I am writing it on a
हाँ,
whiteboard.
yeah, that whiteboard actually.
I cannot show that thing because it's erased. Can you ask me your doubt?
Actually, I missed the point. That's why.
Just tell me which point you missed.
Network lose हो गया था, so I missed after axial patterning.
Axial pattern, दो type के patterning I had written over there, right? There were two types of patterning. I hope you have written about it. Axial patterning you would have written, right?
Yeah.
So axial patterning was nothing but root shoot axis formation, right? How does a plant know that how to develop the root shoot axis? So on a vertical scale, right? On a vertical scale, how does a plant know that the topmost area is going to be SAM and the lowmost area is going to be RAM, right? That sort of patterning is called as axial patterning, right?
Okay.
And radial patterning, if you try to understand, radial patterning is nothing but internally, I mean, whereas in axial patterning, your plant is increasing in length, as per radial patterning, if you obtain a cross section, your plant is increasing internally in complexity, right? Outermost layer, I hope you remember in basic class 11th, epidermis layer, cortex layer, right? These are added in the form of concentric rings. So this is called as radial patterning, right? That's all about it.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I hope this is clear now.
Yeah.
So there were two types of patterning that we were discussing, and now Arabidopsis thaliana is basically used as a developmental model to understand all these types of patterning, right? Now coming on to this thing, we'll be starting off with the first patterning for today. पहला जो pattern formation अब हम समझेंगे, first pattern formation that we are about to understand is called as the axial patterning. So let's understand about that. So we're going to understand about axial patterning. I'll write few points, then I'll start off with the figures. So if we talk about axial patterning, and axial patterning में लिखते हैं that during embryogenesis, during embryogenesis, the axial pattern of the embryo during embryogenesis, the axial pattern of the embryo established. So the axial patterning of the embryo is established. So axial pattern or axial patterning, one and the same thing. So during embryogenesis, axial pattern of the embryo established by the first asymmetric division. Established by the first asymmetric division of the single-celled zygote. First asymmetric division of the single-celled zygote, right? So single-celled zygote का asymmetric division. So asymmetric division of single-celled zygote into what? There are two types of cells that are going to be formed. One is known as a small cytoplasmically dense, small cytoplasmically dense apical cell. So small cytoplasmically dense apical cell and a large vacuolated basal cell, right? So when the patterning is being done, I hope everybody understand zygote is a single cell structure, right? Zygote will then be divided into two main types of cell. One is going to be small in size and cytoplasmically dense, which will be called as apical cell, and the other will be a large side cell which will be having lot of vacuole or a large cell vacuole, which will be called as basal cell. This is just a theoretical introduction. From the next information, I will start making the figures for you. Everything would be clear for them, right? So this is a single cell zygote, right? I hope everybody understands. Once male and female gamete have been fused, zygote formation is there, and during patterning, zygote will divide itself into two cells. One is a small size cell called as apical cell, other one is a large cell size called as the basal cell. So kindly note this down, then we will start progress with the figures after that. Is it clear till here? Can I move ahead?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we start our progression from here. This is the single cell zygote. This is the single cell zygote, which is there. Now, I hope you remember there will be an asymmetric division. So what I'm going to do, I'll be making two types of cells. I mean, one is a small cytoplasmically dense, which is shown in red color, called as the apical cell, and closely aligned with it is a comparably larger basal cell, right? Which is much more vacuolated, right? Which has larger vacuoles. So this is a basal cell. Now let me tell you one thing. Please remember. Uh, Now in the upcoming figures, wherever if I will be making anything in red color, any layer I'll be making in red color, you will understand that it is derived from apical cell. Anything which I'll be making in black color, that is derived from basal cell. Are my instructions clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is called as in plant physiology, this is called as the single cell stage, right? Because zygote is a single cell structure, right? आप लोगों ने क्लास 12th में पढ़ा होगा, वो सब आने वाला है. अर्ली ग्लोबुलर, लेट ग्लोबुलर, हार्ट स्टेज, एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग टू कम नाउ. This is called as two cell stage of our development, right? This is known as what? Two cell stage of our development. So this is known as the two cell stage of our development. So we have single cell stage at which zygote is there. Then we have a two cell stage जहां पर asymmetric division happens. Asymmetric division meaning why? Why it's an asymmetric division? Because the size of the two resulting daughter cells is not equal, right? That's why it's an asymmetric division. One cell is a smaller cell, which is called as the apical cell. Other one is a larger, comparably larger, called as the basal cell, right? Now, progressing from the two cell stage, we have the upcoming next figure for you, something of this sort. Please make up the figure along with me. Otherwise, at the end, it would take a lot of time for us. So on the outer side, we have all these cells which are, present in red color. They would have been derived from divisions of the which cell? Apical cell. Apical cell may multiple time division happening, right? And then internally you can make cells like this. So whatever is shown in this black color, this is our representation, meaning all such layers, right? All these layers, they have been are derived through the division of the basal cell, right? So all these things, they have been derived out from the divisions of the basal cell. So first of all, looking at this stage, I mean the stage which is shown in front of you, this is sometimes also called as the early globular stage. This is also referred to as what? Early globular stage भी इसको कहा जाता है. So this is also referred to as what? The early globular stage के नाम से इसको जाना जाता है. एंड अर्ली ग्लोबुलर स्टेज के लिए आई मीन मोर देन 16 सेल, राइट? 16 सेल से ऊपर होते ही आप अर्ली ग्लोबुलर स्टेज में एंटर कर जाते हो. Now let's understand what all we have drawn. I mean, this layer, which is the outermost layer, this layer in plant physiology, this is called as the protoderm. This is known by the name of what? Protoderm. What is the meaning of protoderm? In future, it is going to develop the epidermis. आगे चल के epidermis इसी से बनता है, right? So if somebody asks you that epidermis of the plant is derived from which of the following cell, what will be your answer? Apical cell or basal cell?
Apical cell.
Yes, that's how we go for the answers, right? And if somebody asks you that which of the following layer is also known as embryonic epidermis, your answer will be protoderm, right?
Yes, sir.
Embryonic epidermis, right? And it is going to develop into, later it is going to develop into epidermis, right? Now let's have this thing understanding. The upper half, the upper section. Now these sections are even divided into certain regions, which you should understand now. The portion which is present above, I mean this purge section, this is known by the name of apical domain. This is known by the name of what? Apical domain. Now the domain which is located over here, this is known by the name of what? Central domain. Central domain. And the entire lower area, starting from here till here, this is called as what? Basal domain. This entire area is known by the name of what? Basal domain, right? Even basal domain has some section. This particular part, I hope everybody must have heard about one term called as hypophysis, right? And this entire area which is over here, this particular part, this is called as suspensor. Have you heard of these terms or not?
Yes, sir.
Right, hypophysis and suspensor, right? Hypophysis is just a connecting structure between the apical central domain and the basal domain. Suspensor, it establishes the embryo into the maternal tissue, right? उसको fix up करके रखता है embryo को. So is it clear till here? This is called as which stage? Early globular stage, right? And the early globular stage के बाद the next stage is called as late globular stage. We are not going to make any figure. There is no need for that. Late globular stage में layers will remain same, shape will remain same, no change, only increase in the number of cells, increase in cell number. Is it clear? What is the difference between early globular and late globular?
Yes, sir.
So
Sir, please repeat.
early globular and late globular stage. Early के बाद so single cell से two cell stage से early globular stage, early globular के बाद late globular में we will not make any figure. Exactly same shape is there, but structure का थोड़ा length बढ़ जाता है because more divisions are there and more cells are added. इसीलिए यहाँ लिखा है increase in cell number. Otherwise no other changes there. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
After late globular stage, so let me divide this particular figure area like this. So after this late globular stage, we have a particular stage which is known by this name. Just a moment. After early this thing, we have something called as the early heart stage. Early heart stage. So we have a stage which is called as what? Early heart stage. Right. So after this thing, we have a stage which is called as what? The early heart stage. I hope that makes sense. So इसके बाद हमारे पास early heart stage present होता है. Early heart stage का अगर हम बात करें तो how does the figure look like at the early heart stage? It is something of this sort. So your remaining areas will remain same. Rest everything will remain same, but these portions, I mean ऊपर का जो symmetry है वो थोड़ा सा change हो गया है, and what we have inside these cells is something of this sort. So we have a figure of this particular kind, which is right like this in this particular manner, and so rest everything, I mean almost remains same. This is the early heart state that we are referring to. But one question 100% which is going to be asked at this particular point. This is the first stage where an embryo can be divided into two equal halves along one possible axis. So what is this type of symmetry called as? Have you heard about a symmetry called as bilateral symmetry?
Yes, sir.
This question has been asked several times in the exam. In which of the following stages of plant development the plant embryo achieves bilateral symmetry for the first time? Right, two equal halves only along one axis. The answer is early heart stage. Is it now clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So kindly make this thing. The next stage after the early heart stage, the next stage is known by the name of what? The late heart stage. So the next stage is known by the name of what? The late heart stage. Once again, no significant change in the embryo, only the increase in cell number is there. Therefore, we are not going to make it. I mean, there's no need to show the figure. Overall shape will remain same. Overall features are going to remain same. Coming on to the next stage after the late heart stage, the next stage that we have, there's one stage which is known by the name of torpedo stage. There's one stage called as torpedo stage, and a very famous question comes from this particular stage. Torpedo stage से काफी अच्छा question पूछा जाता है. Now that will only be clear once we draw this particular thing. So let's try to understand about the torpedo stage. So just a moment, I need slightly more space to show off the torpedo stage. So torpedo stage may the shape goes of something this sort, right? So yeah, formation of this sort of structure. So the cell structure or cellular structure you can fill up later on. No need to waste time in that. I'll tell you what sort of a question has been asked regarding it. So this particular stage is called as torpedo stage. So what is the favorite question that the examiner are asking repetitively after every year? So do you see that there's a lot of elongation along vertical axis? I mean,
Yes, sir.
considerable increase in length. Now, the favorite question which has been asked in CSR as well as your MSc entrance is, in which of the following stages of plant development maximum elongation along root shoot axis takes place? What will be your answer?
Torpedo stage.
Torpedoes.
So this is a very good question. Maximum elongation along root shoot axis. Are you getting my point? We are understanding which patterning? Radial patterning. Just look, zygote was a single structure. It never knew that there are going to be two opposite poles. And later on, final figure में आप देखेंगे, one pole will become SAM, other pole will become RAM. So this is called as axial patterning. I hope you are getting it right. So maximum elongation along the root shoot axis. Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Coming on to the final, I mean torpedo stage के बाद the last stage.
टॉर्पेडो स्टेज बायलेटरल सिमेट्रिकल होगी.
सॉरी, हाँ वो सिमेट्री ब्रेक नहीं हो रही है, बट क्वेश्चन ये वो पहली बार कहाँ अचीव होती है ये पूछा जाता है, राइट. बायलेटरल सिमेट्री फर्स्ट अचीव्ड हियर, मैक्सिमम एलोंगेशन अलोंग रूट शूट एक्सिस फर्स्ट अचीव्ड in this particular torpedo stage, but it is almost going to be nearly bilateral but not as perfect bilateral as the early heart stage. Is it clear?
ओके सर.
Coming on to the final seedling stage, इस फिगर से आप लोग सब फेमिलियर हैं, काफी अच्छे से समझते भी होंगे, ये फिगर देखते हुए भी आ रहे हैं आप. There is something of this sort. So एक पोल पर आपका एक सेंटर रेडी हो जाता है on this particular pole which is called as the SAM, and these are nothing but your cotyledons. These are your cotyledons which are being formed, and on the lower end what we have is something of this sort, which is whatever is shown in black color must have originated from basal cell, right? So we have the root cap zone, right? Root cap zone, and we can mark one center over here which is also called as your ram, right? Two opposite centers are developed, and I hope you understand that this particular portion which has been developed, this is your primary root, right? So this particular portion is your primary root which has been developed at this particular end, and I hope you should also be remembering this particular thing is known by the name of what? Hypocotyle, right? Have you heard of this term or not? Hypocotyle?
Yes.
This is called a seedling stage, right? This is all about the plant development. I will now ask you certain questions. I hope you will be able to answer those questions. If somebody asks, I mean, let me tell you that which part of seedling is derived from where, right? I'm going to just tell you some information. Apical domain ultimately gives rise to two things, right? Apical domain से क्या क्या बनता है वो ध्यान रखिएगा. SAM plus entire cotyledon. SAM plus entire cotyledons are derived from where? They are derived from which domain? Apical domain. Is it clear to you? Upper half is deriving the upper half. Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir. सर एपिकल डोमेन में हम प्रोटोडर्म को कंसीडर नहीं
हाँ, yes,
करेंगे.
प्रोटोडर्म तो बल्कि पूरे को घेरा हुआ है, वो तो उससे कंफ्यूज मत. प्रोटोडर्म कंप्लीट तो सेंट्रल डोमेन को भी तो घेर रही है. प्रोटोडर्म से कंफ्यूज मत होइए. मैं भी जिनका ओरिजिन बता रहा हूँ. अगर आपसे कोई पूछता है सैम एंड कॉटिलेडन कौन से डोमेन से आए, एपिकल, बेसल या सेंट्रल? एपिकल से आए. कहाँ से आए?
एपिकल.
अच्छा, अब रेड कलर में एक और पार्ट बचता है, तो वो कहाँ से आया होगा? पॉसिबली सेंट्रल डोमेन से.
यस सर.
कहाँ से आया होगा आपका? ये क्वेश्चंस आए हुए हैं. प्लीज डू नॉट अंडर एस्टिमेट. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, और किताब से पढ़ के तो आपको ये चीज कभी समझ नहीं आ सकती. आई गिव यू दैट गारंटी. So apical domain gives rise to SAM and cotyledon. Central domain gives rise to what? The hypocotyle, right?
Yes.
Is it clear? Talking about the basal domain. Basal domain will give rise to what? It
Primary
will
root.
Entire primary root, right? Primary root and ram, everything is being formed from that, right? You can say primary root plus the ram. These have been previous year questions. So I am compiling once again what questions can be possibly asked, right? So future epidermis is your protoderm. Apical domain gives rise to SAM plus cotyledon. Central domain forms hypocotyle. Basal domain forms primary root and ram. Where? In the final seedling stage, right? Which stage of plant development shows bilateral symmetry for the first time? Early heart stage. In which stage maximum elongation along the vertical axis takes place? The answer is torpedo stage. I cannot make things easier than this, right? I hope this is clear to you. और आपने पहले से काफी ज्यादा अच्छी चीजें आज सीखी होंगी, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So I hope that is clear to all of you. No doubts about this thing. So are these things clear to you about plant
Yes, sir.
embryogenesis, right?
Yes sir.
तो चलिए इसी के साथ हम आगे बढ़ते हैं. We have clearly understood that this particular thing, this apical basal axis separation, which is also called as axial patterning. तो आपने clear cut axial patterning का mechanism समझ लिया है. But रेडियल पैटर्निंग भी इसी कहीं ना कहीं ड्यूरिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर प्रोसेस इट ऑलवेज स्टार्ट्स, राइट? मीनिंग internally if you try to cut your embryo at one of these stages, you will start seeing three different layers, right? The epidermis, cortex, and layers like that, right? Different layers. So can anyone guess at which stage do you think internally radial patterning will start? Anyone? At which
So
stage?
early heart stage.
Sorry?
Early heart stage.
नो, अर्ली ग्लोबुलर स्टेज। सबसे पहली बार एपिडर्मिस लाइक स्ट्रक्चर वहीं बन गया था ना, तो जहां पर कवरिंग लेयर आ गया, इसका मतलब वहीं से रेडियल पैटर्निंग स्टार्ट हो गई। इज इट क्लियर और नॉट?
ओके सर।
Yes,
तो
sir.
एपिडर्मिस उसी टाइम बन जाता है, मतलब
वो
अर्ली
प्रोटोडर्म
ग्लोबुलर
तो आगे
स्टेज।
चल के एपिडर्मिस ही कहलाएगा ना, लेकिन एक लेयर तो कवरिंग लेयर तो डेवलप हो गया। तो आपसे अगला क्वेश्चन यही बनता है और उसके बारे में मैं बताना। रेडियल पैटर्निंग में पढ़ना कुछ नहीं है हमें। व्हाट वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड is that radial patterning start at which of the following layer times, right? Or which of the following developmental time? The answer is the early globular stage. Can I move to the next point? I'll write it. It will become more clear to you, right?
Yes.
I hope everybody must have drawn the figures till now. Now coming on to the next thing. So the radial patterning of the embryo, the radial patterning of the embryo, so radial patterning of the embryo starts at the early globular stage. So radial patterning of the embryo starts at what? The early globular stage. And initially three concentric rings are formed. सबसे पहले 3 concentric layers बनते हैं. So initially 3 concentric rings are developed. Can anyone name those 3 concentric rings? Anyone? What can be those 3 rings which will ultimately give rise to all the layers? Can anyone name those 3 layers?
Epidermis, cortex,
No.
and vascular.
नहीं, अभी नहीं। अभी तो आपको एपिडर्मिस वर्ड बचाना होगा, क्योंकि अभी तो आप अर्ली ग्लोबुलर पे बोल रहे हो ना।
Protoderm, mesoderm, endoderm.
आउटर प्रोटोडर्म। क्या लगता है बताइए, अगर 3 मैं बोलता हूँ उन 3 चीजों से बाकी पूरा का पूरा लेयर्स डिराइव हो जाएंगे, व्हाट विल यू?
Mesoderm.
नो। अब आप आउटर प्रोटोडर्म, ये ऐसे ही होता है। क्लास 11th बड़ी खतरनाक क्लास होती है जिसमें प्लांट एनाटॉमी आया था। क्लास 11th में हम लोग ना साइंस लेने के बाद बहुत एक्साइटेड स्टेट में चले जाते हैं। 10th में मार्क्स आ गया, लगता है साइंस मिल गया, हम सब कर देंगे, बट 11th इसी मजे में चली जाती है। तो ये प्लांट एनाटॉमी चैप्टर ऐसा था जो आधे लोगों को, कुछ लोग तो भूल चुके हैं, जिन्होंने पढ़ा है उनको वैसे भी याद नहीं रहेगा। और क्लास 11th कुछ ज्यादा ही खतरनाक स्टेज हुआ करती थी। आप लोगों ने ये टर्म जरूर कहीं ना कहीं किसी कॉपी में लिखा होगा, ग्राउंड स्टेम। हैव यू हर्ड ऑफ दैट?
Yes, sir.
और सबसे इनरमोस्ट लेयर को कहते हैं प्रोकेम्बियम। क्या बोलते हैं?
यस सर, प्रोकैम।
कितना अच्छा लग रहा है नहीं 11th की इंफॉर्मेशन? ऐसा लग रहा है 11वीं क्लास सीरियसली पढ़ लेते तो कहाँ होते, राइट? सो आउटर प्रोटोडर्म की बात करते हैं, तो आउटर प्रोटोडर्म आगे चल के क्या बनाएगा? एपिडर्मिस बनाएगा, राइट? मिडल ग्राउंड स्टेम को रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दी जाती है कि यू विल डेवलप 2 मेन थिंग्स। यू आर गोइंग टू डेवलप कॉर्टेक्स प्लस यू आर गोइंग टू डेवलप द एंडोडर्मिस एज वेल, राइट? और प्रोकेम्बियम को क्या बोला जाता है? दैट यू आर गोइंग टू डेवलप व्हाट? द वैस्कुलर टिश्यूज as well as, so vascular tissues like the xylem and phloem. So vascular tissues like xylem and the phloem, as well as another important term which is called as what? The vascular cambium, right? Vascular cambium. I hope that makes sense to everyone. This is how layering is done. And initially जो फर्स्ट 3 लेयर्स आपको, मतलब ये आपको अर्ली ग्लोबुलर एम्ब्रियो को कट करने के बाद एम्ब्रियो माइक्रोस्कोप में देखने से मिलेंगे। अंदर एक प्रोटोडर्म आ जाता है, ग्राउंड स्टेम, मिडिल और सबसे अंदर प्रोकेम्बियम। जो जैसे जैसे डेवलपमेंट आगे बढ़ेगा, दे आर फर्दर गोइंग टू डेवलप इनटू एपिडर्मिस, कॉर्टेक्स प्लस एंडोडर्मिस, वैस्कुलर टिश्यूज एंड द वैस्कुलर कैम्बियम। आई होप दैट मेक्स सेंस टू एवरीवन, राइट?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear? Much better now, everyone?
यस सर।
So now let's have a quick comparison. I mean, between plant development versus animal development, which will be our next important thing. I hope that is written till here, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
So let's move ahead to the next thing that we have. So differences between. This is now very important for your examination. MSc में खासकर this is thing asked. So differences between the plant and animal development. So differences between plant and animal development. So differences between the plant and animal development. Now, first of all, आप लोगों ने animal develop. If you would have heard about animal development, there was a term in embryonic development called as gastrulation. What is the meaning of gastrulation? That cells can show movement, right? Cells can show movement. Outermost layer can arrange into ectoderm, middlemost layer into mesoderm, and innermost into endoderm, right? Animals mein there is a gastrulation. Have you heard of that? Zoology.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So the classical difference that we have is there is no gastrulation. There is no gastrulation in plant embryogenesis. There is no gastrulation in plant embryogenesis. So there is no gastrulation during the plant embryogenesis. And why is it so? So there is no gastrulation in plant embryogenesis. If we look at this thing, the clear-cut reason for that is because of rigid cell wall, right? I hope you understand. Plant cells have rigid cell wall, which is not going to allow easy movement from one point to another. Therefore, there is no gastrulation. I did not tell you that the cells of protoderm will move from one point to another. Never. It is mainly because they are rigid cell. Whatever is being fixed at as the original site, that will become the location forever, right? Because of the rigid cell wall. I hope that makes sense. Now, the second difference that you should understand is plant development is continuous. So plant development is continuous. Plant development is what? Continuous. What is the meaning of that? Our development continues only till a particular age, right? After that, no further growth happens. I mean, in terms of the new cells formation or new layer addition, right? But plant development is continuous, right? So if you cut a branch of a tree, I mean, if a branch is being broken or damaged, that new branch will appear. But same does not happen with animals, right? Agar if our mature organ is damaged, that will not be coming again. We are not like lizards regenerating our tail, right? That is a separate example. So in most of the animals, development stops after a certain age, whereas plant development is continuous. And what is the reason for that? It is mainly because of the presence of undifferentiated cells. It is mainly because of the presence of what? Undifferentiated cells, which are known as what? Meristematic cells. So known as what? Meristematic cells, which keep on dividing throughout life, right? Which keep on dividing throughout life. So आगे चल के हमेशा ये divide करते रहते हैं. So let's say if a part of root is damaged, some undifferentiated cells from ram, they will develop into that particular organ or particular part, right? So plant development continues throughout life, right? Another important difference that we should understand at this particular point is that you are going to understand in animal development, inside the egg, right? Animal egg, right? Just like in Drosophila development, inside egg there are a lot of stored mRNA, right, which play a lot of important role. Like for example, let me give you this thing. In Drosophila egg, if I tell you that in animal egg, so let me give you the example of Drosophila egg. So there are going to be certain mRNA. I hope you would have heard about that, bicoid mRNA, right? Bicoid, caudal, example. These are, you are going to read about them in animal development. So egg cytoplasm mein there are certain mRNA which actually decide the developmental fate. What is going to be the dorsal side, what is going to be the ventral side, what is going to be the anterior side of the organism, what is going to be the posterior side. In plant system, there are no stored mRNA in the egg and they do not play any role in the plant development. So यहाँ पर third point, maternal mRNA. Why I'm telling you maternal mRNA? Because egg mRNA, right? So maternal mRNA play negligible role. So negligible role in plant development. So maternal mRNA play negligible role in plant development. I hope that makes sense to everyone. So maternal mRNA play negligible role in the plant development. That is the third and important difference that we should understand for this thing. I hope it is clear to everyone.
Yes, sir.
So that will be all for today. In next lecture, I will be continuing about role of auxin and cytokinin in embryogenesis. If you remember my first lecture in plant physio, I told you that auxin and cytokinin are very crucial for survival of the embryo viability. Remember that point?
Yes.
We will be discussing in the next lecture about why cytokinin and auxins are so crucial for the development of the embryo.